Firefighters in France and Spain are struggling to contain wildfires that have displaced some 270,000 people in evacuation orders. Russian drone strikes on Saturday have left at least 4 people dead and dozens injured in Ukraine's northeastern and southern regions.
UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres urged international support for Syria as he began a 3-day visit to the country.
French authorities say nearly 98,000 hectares have burned in the country this year, a historic record, just as officials in the southwestern region announced evacuation orders for 3 suburbs of the city of Bordeaux. Residents of Lyon, Essene, and Mérignac on Saturday were told to leave the area immediately via planned evacuation routes. Some 200,000 people have been evacuated in southwest France in the Gironde and Landes region in the past week. Earlier on Saturday, Prime Minister Sébastien Lecornu ordered the armed forces to deploy a military transport aircraft to help combat the fires alongside some 100 firefighters from Paris. Meanwhile, in Spain, a national state of emergency was declared on Friday for the first time, with at least 60,000 people evacuated as fires burn near the capital, Madrid. According to Prime Minister Sanchez, the priority is to, quote, save lives. France and Spain have both requested additional help from other EU countries to cope with the blazes via the bloc's civil protection mechanism. Russia attacked Ukraine overnight into Saturday with 2 missiles and 157 attack drones, leaving some casualties in Kherson and the Sumy region, Ukrainian authorities say. The attack came hours after Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky warned of a massive new Russian attack within 48 hours and follows an earlier attack on a site near Kyiv that was hosting a defense industry event. That attack killed at least 10 people and wounded nearly 100 others. It came a day after Zelensky met in Kyiv with senior representatives of Raytheon, the U.S. company that makes the Patriot air defense systems Ukraine needs to counter the ballistic missiles Moscow uses to advance its invasion. The Ukrainian Defense Industry Council said industry representatives were at the site in the Bucha district when it was hit. Zelensky is due to meet with U.S. President Donald Trump in Washington next week as the U.S. and Ukraine continue to discuss peace proposals to end the war.
In the first visit by a UN Secretary General to Syria since 2009, Antonio Guterres appealed to the international community to support the country's people as it transitions following the fall of longtime leader Bashar al-Assad. Shortly after his arrival, Guterres held talks with Syria's interim president Ahmed al-Sharaa before taking a tour of the old quarter of Damascus and the famous Umayyad Mosque. During the 3-day visit, he is set to meet representatives of Syrian civil society and to visit a UN peacekeeping force that has been stationed in the Israeli-occupied Golan Heights since 1974. Since the 5-decade Assad family rule came to an end in December 2024, when forces led by al-Sharaa's fighters stormed Damascus, the nation has been struggling to recover from years of conflict and the effects of crippling Western sanctions. Since al-Sharaa took power, the international community has urged the new authorities to build strong and effective institutions and establish a governance system that includes all components of Syria's multi-ethnic society.
Member states of the International Criminal Court, ICC, removed Chief Prosecutor Karim Khan from his office on Friday, marking the first dismissal of a chief prosecutor in the court's history. The ICC's 125 member states voted by a large majority to remove Khan from office following allegations of sexual misconduct, which he has repeatedly denied. Khan had been temporarily suspended in June while the allegations were reviewed. Elected as chief prosecutor in 2021, the prominent British lawyer led the request for arrest warrant for Russian President Vladimir Putin and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.